Hi, Rick Hager here. I want to take this time to share with you some thoughts on getting your Pure 3X business off to a quick start. And what I want to talk specifically about is the concept of prospecting, not the specific how-tos, but I want to give you an idea as to some numbers, because I want you to begin to think in terms of numbers, which will dictate the ultimate long-term success of your business. Because only through numbers can you find quality leadership that really will buy into the Pure 3X vision and go to work and build a big business. You can't just pick and choose, because many times the people that you think are going to do it won't, and many times the people that you think won't do it will, or they'll lead you to someone that will. So instead of trying to prejudge situations and circumstances, what I want to do on this particular video is just give you an idea as to some of the numbers, and if you can wrap your mind around the numbers and treat this business in that way initially, you're going to have some success. You're going to develop and find some really good quality people for your organization. That's what's going to fuel the growth of your organization. Now, one of the things that my mentor taught me in the very, very beginning of my career is that when you get started, you should look to create a major burst of activity. You should look to try to put your business in momentum as quickly as possible. Get some things happening. And to do that, what you need to do is really work the numbers quickly in your first week of business. Once you've made the decision that you're in Pure 3X, once you've made the decision that you're going to go for this thing and you're going to be successful, you've got some dreams, goals, and aspirations, and you know that you're going to do this, now what you want to do is structure yourself to contact a large number of people in your first official 5 days of building the business. And what we encourage you to do is to get a list of names together. This could be people that are family, friends, neighbors, co-workers. If the person knows you, put them on the list. And try not to prejudge those people, because again, you never know who's going to do what or who's going to lead you to what. There are a lot of dynamics in this business. So you get this list of names together, 30, 50, 100 names, whatever you can do, and you set the goal to create that major burst of activity in the official first 5 days if you're building the business. I would encourage you to set a goal to put this business information on Pure 3X in front of no less than 30, but preferably about 50 people in your first 5 days. That's between 5 and 10 people a day, 5 days. And what that will do is that will help to get your pipeline full. It'll help you to identify a few people that you can begin to work with, and then your organization will begin to take some shape. So the first strategy here is to get off to a very quick start, a major burst of activity, and 30, 40, 50 people in the first 5 days. This will give you some people to work with. This will give you some momentum to begin with. And then what you want to do is, once you've exhausted your list, and you've gone through and invited 30 or 40 or 50 people in your first 5 days, and if you can do more, by all means do more, then what you want to do is set yourself up on a plan whereby you're introducing 2 new people every single day, at least 5 days a week. You don't have to do it every day, but 5 days a week, 2 new people a day, which is 10 new people a week. If you can do that, that over the course of time is going to yield you some very good quality people. Because if you think about the numbers, 2 people a day, 5 days a week is 10 people a week. That's 40 people a month. That is 480 people in the course of a year. So let's just round it off and say roughly 500 people. So if you focus on this strategy and you don't get distracted by it, and understand that it's very simple and duplicable, anyone can do 2 a day, and if you're consistent, and that's the key word, consistency, in 1 year you will have put this information on Pure 3X, this opportunity, our products, in front of 500 people. Now, based on what we know about numbers, there's this thing called the Pareto principle, and it's the 80-20 rule. And what we know is that out of 500 people that you approach with this, 80% of them will do nothing. They won't get involved, they won't be interested, but 20% will. That's 100 sign-ups you could potentially have. Out of the 100 people that sign up, 80% of them will do nothing. They'll quit. So that's going to leave you with about 20 people that you've sponsored that do something. And out of those 20 people, 80% of them will go out and build small businesses. Some of them will go sponsor a couple people and that'll be it. Some will sponsor a few more. Some will just order product because they don't want to build a business, but they do like the product. Out of that 20, that's 16 that do that, that leaves you with 4 people that will become superstars in your organization. That they'll go out and they'll replicate exactly what you just did. And I can tell you this, in our compensation plan, if you can just sponsor one person that goes out and builds a 1,000-person organization, That's a lot of money. Can you imagine sponsoring 1, 2, 3, 4 people who each go out and build a 1,000-person organization? 4 people that do that, that's 4,000 people in your organization times $8. You do the math. That is an unbelievable income. So what we're talking about here is major burst of activity first week, 30 to 50 people in the funnel. Get yourself a handful of people you can start working with to duplicate. And then after that, 2 people a day, 5 days a week. That's about 500 contacts in the course of a year. Now here's the key to this, and I'm going to conclude by saying this. You cannot allow yourself to become emotionally attached to what happens. You can't get emotionally hung up on outcomes. There are going to be people that look and they're going to say, oh, it's a pyramid scam. Don't get emotionally hung up on that. There are going to be people that look, that get excited, but they don't join. Don't get emotionally frustrated. There are going to be people that sign up and you're going to think that they're going to be fantastic because of who they are and who they know, but they're going to quit the 3rd day. Don't get emotionally hung up on that. Just understand the numbers that I've shared with you here in this brief video. Major blast, 30 to 50, 2 a day, that's 500 contacts a year, and there's a safety in numbers and a law of averages that says if you just focus on the numbers, just focus on the process, through that process you'll find the leadership that will drive your organization. And if you really want to be big, then you can replicate that whole process in year 2 and year 3. By the end of 3 years of doing that 3 times, you will be financially independent for the rest of your life. And so on a future video, we'll talk about the specifics of how you approach people, but for right now, I wanted to get your mind wrapped around the numbers, because through the numbers, that's where you're going to find your quality people. Don't get hung up on the outcomes, just focus on the numbers and focus on the process, and you'll be very, very successful in the business. Thanks for listening to this video. Hope it was of some help to you.